There I am. I'm okay. I'm on. For some reason, I kicked myself off the air when I was fucking with getting this on the gimbal. But you're all on the gimbal and you're all set. We're going to talk about the NEED Act. We're going to talk about $40,000 a year guaranteed annual income. Called the universal basic income. It's going to be far more than basic. Free housing, free transportation, free health care, free education in our universities, not the universities that are approved by the bankers. Whoever controls the power to create money controls the nation. And we're going to take that power from the bankers and give it to ourselves. There were no banks in the colonies. The colonies created their own money. The English wanted us to use their monetary system and have banks that created the money. And we said, fuck no. We fought a war, people died, treasuries or people's fortunes were sacrificed. Horror happened to not have the banks create money. And Hamilton and Washington got together in 1878, Constitutional Convention, and gave the power that had been written into the Constitution, Article 1, Section 8, Section 2, Paragraph 5. Look it up. It's in the Constitution. Article 1, Section 2, Paragraph 5. The power to create money was given to Congress. The power to coin money, which means the power to create money. That was just their language back then. So they knew what they were doing, the members of the convention. But Hamilton and Washington fucked them over. Fucked us, all of us over. It's been ever since. People blame it on the Federal Reserve. It's far older than the Federal Reserve, the power to create money that's been given to the bankers. And you know what they did right off the bat? Those friends of Hamilton that became our first bankers, they knew that Congress was going to make whole all of the debt certificates that the colonies had issued to pay for the war, to pay for the infrastructure they had, everything that they needed. They knew that Congress was going to make that whole, and they went out into the colonies and conned the people that had invested their fortunes in this, the merchants, the fishermen, the farmers. They conned them out of those certificates and said they gave them pennies on the dollars for those certificates, and then brought them back, and Congress made them whole, paid 100% face value for those debt certificates. So, and you know what they did with that? They capitalized the first bank of the United States. The first bank of the United States was capitalized with money that was obtained in a fraud. That nice banker down at the on the corner that comes to the city council meeting that smiles at you, I don't know whether he knows what he's doing or not. He likes to smile, likes to just chat with us and be our buddies. But he's screwing us all the time because he determines who gets money. A friend the Occupy the Need Act, the Banking and Monetary Reform Committee of the Green Party, is the one that's pretty much. We got the Need Act to be the platform, monetary platform of the Green Party, and one of the members who worked at one of the big banks in New York City said she had a friend. She lives up on the northwest side, so she's around these people. Said her son, who has two sons, got great liberal arts degrees from elite universities, couldn't find a job, and are now working for hedge funds. And he says, he told his mom that what the hedge funds are doing now is they're buying up companies for pennies on the dollars. I hope they get fucked over real good. We need the Need Act to change everything so that these companies that the hedge funds bought become worthless. They don't recover. Now, we can take care of all the people that work for these companies because you don't have to work to have income. Congress can create all the money that we need so that we don't get kicked out of our apartments or houses that we bought, and we can do that. We have the know-how. We have the knowledge. We have the knowledge of the whole history of money that's in a book called The Lost Science of Money. And it's available online, or you just send me a message on Facebook or tweet me, and I'll give you a copy that I copied of the thing. I used the University of Oklahoma. I watch the cars that go by. There's right straight in front of me is an alleyway, and so that's what my eyes are darting around are doing. So yeah, I copied this whole damn 800-page book. If you buy it off of the American Monetary Institute, which you probably will want to do if you really get interested in monetary reform, you'll want to put down $70 and contribute to the American Monetary Institute and get a hard copy of this book. But in the meantime, you can get a PDF copy off of me, or just Google The Lost Science of Money, and it'll give you access to a free PDF. I don't know whether that PDF is actually one that's searchable. I know mine is fully searchable. You can use it any way you want. I mean, just move it around and find things. So you got access to a history of money that's never been written before, and it's sure not taught in that university that's 4 blocks right straight ahead of me that I was going to go ride through the campus, and maybe I will. We keep this video going. If for some reason it cuts off, I'll always come back. You can find me on Periscope. Just look, or find me on my Facebook page. You'll see the videos there, because this program I'm using instantly saves the video to Facebook, Twitter, and Periscope. I wish it saved it to YouTube, but I haven't figured out how to fucking use that yet. It's you got to enter in some information that I'm not too sure how to enter in. So anyway, how you like my new coat? I'm ready for winter, and I'm sitting here in 48-degree weather, and it's very comfortable. So I have this. I have my shotgun mic hooked up. I don't know whether it's really hooked up or not. I got a dialogue box yesterday, said it was hooked up, but I didn't see the dialogue box in time to punch OK. And this is a little complicated to do. So anyway, the NEED Act, how it takes the power away from the banks is it nationalizes the Federal Reserve, puts it in the Treasury. It ends fractional reserve banking, which never really existed anyway, but it ends that and takes the power of the banks to create money away from them. And then we spend money into the economy. The government creates the money. It'll be the new U.S. dollar. It won't be the Federal Reserve note. It'll be the U.S. dollar, and it'll be created as an asset, created as equity. If you understand bookkeeping at all, you know on the right side of the balance sheet is equity and debt. We're going to create the money as equity, and we're going to spend it into the economy as equity. Now, when the money is spent, you buy that new car that you've got a loan for, and you pay that loan off. As you pay that loan down, that money comes back out of the economy. It's destroyed. Yeah. These are things I don't think they teach it at the University of Oklahoma in their money and banking class. I took it back in the 1960s. They sure didn't teach it then. And so that chart that you see, the money chart in the Econ 101, it says the bank's got to have 10% reserves. That's bullshit, okay? It doesn't exist. It never did exist. It's folklore is what it is. It's folklore. It's designed to confuse you and give you something to memorize how it works so that you can repeat it on an exam for your instructor, and he doesn't know that it doesn't work because he's never been taught this, because no one's ever been taught this, because if they did, if people knew how money was created, there'd be a revolution in the morning. So that's what we've got to do. This is revolutionary shit. We're going to have a revolution to get this through Congress. Doesn't have to be a violent one, okay? FBI, if you're watching, I'm not encouraging a violent revolution, but I'm encouraging a revolution. We're going to have to set on Congress, make them do what we want, and not leave the buildings until they do what we want. And then after they do what we want, we're not going to leave the buildings. We're going to be there. We're going to make them. We're going to make them. Congress give us free housing, free meals at this Capitol, free transportation around Washington, D.C., and everywhere else. We can have completely free transportation. We're going to create a rail system that is the best in the world. High speed, low speed, medium speed, everything to from trolleys to cars that automatically come to you when you tell them where you want to go, how long you're going to be there, and the cars will appear and take you there. So this NEED Act is revolution. So, you know, I'm going to go ahead and put my gimbal on my bike because I want to try it out. I want to see if my microphone, if I've hooked it up right, and get out into the wind. So we'll take a little ride down to Campus Corner, go down on the university campus, circle around just a little bit, and They made the university campus and campus corner places where the unexpected never happens. When I first came here, well, hell, back in the 60s, the early 60s when I was here, nothing unexpected ever happened. And then I came back in the 80s, and everything unexpected was happening. It was a fun place. So let's turn you back around and there, oops. There we go. And see if I can put you on my bicycle and let's go. Yeah, let's go. See what I'm doing here. I'm having to fix the tripod to fit it down in my basket. And then I take a bungee cord and put it around that to hold that. And I think we're all set. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna put my gloves on. I just got my winter gloves out. Winter bike riding gloves. And we got that. We'll put the bike on. Put my clearance lights on. Okay, so there we go. And there we go. So you've had your little lecture on the NEEDAC. Now we're just going to take a little ride. You want to know any extra information on that? Go to needact.org or to monetary.org. That's the American Monetary Institute, the one that was co-founded by the author of The Lost Science of Money. And okay, now I'm gonna get on the bicycle. Oh, shit. I don't know what the hell's. Oh, I know. I think I hung up in my bag that I've got on the back of my bike. Just a minute. The most dangerous time. For getting on a bike for an old person is shit. I've got my fucking foot strap on my There we go. That was just a little bit dangerous. Now I've fucked y'all up with my gimbal. Let's do this. There we go. Sorry. That was just a little bit dangerous for me because I could have fallen over. He built a nice new home out west of town. I hope he's getting to enjoy it now. As the president of the university that took its place as so it's Friday evening and the kids are starting to gather here on the campus. There we go. plan to use a external mic. It's not working out too well. So we'll just do these videos, and if the wind's blowing, the wind's going to be fucking blowing. And we'll just get it that way. So with all this flipping around, it's still, I'm still broadcasting. Airplane up there, you probably can't see it. We are close to Tinker Field, where they build a lot of bombs and drones and God knows what they build up over there to kill people. Because our founding fathers fucking psychos, Puritans, to save the world. Be saviors for the world. And what has that done? It's sent us out to kill people all over the fucking world. Jefferson invented the fucking Marines, okay? Put them on a wooden boat, sailboat, and sent them to fucking Libya. What danger was Libya posing to us? These guys weren't just slave owners like we've been. Like this, were psychos. We moved to Tulsa. Was in school, and a guy that I knew got up and started making a speech, and that guy was nuts. He was a fucking conservative nut. And I thought, what the hell is this? My son was in the Boy Scouts at the time, and we went to the Boy Scout meeting, and the men there, the leaders, were driving those kids fucking crazy with their shit. They wanted me to be the scoutmaster, but I had already had a reputation. I liked the boys too much, and they were worried that I might accept the job of being scoutmaster, but I told them no, I wouldn't do that. And my son and I, what we did was there it is. I had an iron foundry in Henrietta. It was my family business. I ran it the last 10 years of its existence, and we made that manhole cover. I might have brought that manhole cover over here when I was a kid on the truck, because I drove the delivery truck while I was high school and university student. Rode all over Oklahoma. That's how I got to know Oklahoma. There was a lot of rural and street projects and sewer water projects providing these kind of castings. So that's on the University of Oklahoma campus, right by the clock tower, right in front of the Zell Memorial Library. If you ever want to find me, just come there, and it says Decker Foundry, Henrietta, Oklahoma. says sanitary sewer on it, but it's not. It's there's underneath it is valves for the fountains that are here on this plaza. So let's do this. Let's do that. Put us back up. Oop. There we go. I think we're okay now. There we go. Oops. Trying to adjust the gimbal. There we go. So we've we're riding around the campus just a little bit. Yeah, we're not going to go to Saxon Park. Too damn far. We'll go over to around the fraternity places a little bit. House right here. This house was designed by our most famous architect here, a guy named Bruce Goff. He got run off out of town because he liked the 14-year-old boys. I wonder what it is about boys that that we all like. I think maybe it's because they're not girls. But yeah, this house was designed by him, and he knew how to bring nature right into a house. And okay, what we're going to do is we're going to go down here, and we're going to make a little turnaround. Maybe we'll go to the intersection where we got more room to turn around. And I'm going to take you by the fraternity house where my friend Montgomery was a fraternity kid back in the 70s when he came here. He's the architect now. Well, shit. Okay. There. So I always draw traffic at intersections. So, yeah, Bruce Goff did that house right over there. It's got a waterfall in it. Yeah. Bruce is buried in the cemetery for architects in Chicago. I have visited his gravesite. I knew about him when I was a kid, when I was like 14. The Tulsa Tribune covered him real well, and my dad took the Tribune, and so I kind of knew about him. And okay, that's the house where my architect friend that's lived with me for quite a while doesn't now. He's got a good job. He's got his own place to live. This is where he was the fraternity boy in that house right there. My God. It looks like Thomas Jefferson same founding fathers. So that house stays, I mean, is honored, and then the house, and then Bruce Goff, he's run out of town. He's the one that should have been staying in town, not this right here. My God, how obscene is that? Reminds me of Monticello, where Thomas Jefferson lived. Yeah, his problem wasn't that he was fucking the slave gal, Sally or whatever her name was. His problem was he created the fucking Marines and sent them halfway around the world in a wooden ship. You're going to be able to read about this in a book that my friend Thaddeus Russell, a historian, is writing. It's going to be called Saviors and Savages. Yeah, Saviors and Savages. The saviors are the ones that are bad ones. And of course, like he and I, we want to save the fucking world. I don't know who from, but I guess from the saviors. We want to save the world from the saviors. That is a conundrum that Thaddeus and I both have, because we want the world to be better. And we're going to have a renegadeuniversity.com, or Renegade University, all one word, .com. Go there, and we're going to have a course on a politically incorrect course on Black history. Okay? It's going to be politically incorrect, and you can take the course. Join up with the university, Renegade University. Check him out. Find Thaddeus Russell on video on YouTube. You can find some really good shit. And Thaddeus gets a little too right-wing for me, but you know, your friends can't be perfect. And let's see what I'm doing here. Let's go up this way. So it's a beautiful campus. It's made now with all the laws that we have, or that nothing surprising happens here. And it used to be all kinds of things that happened surprising in here. We were fucking in the bushes up against the buildings back in the 80s. So let's take a good look here at the library and see where that Decker manhole cover is. See, there is where it's at. Right under the clock tower. And then we're going to take another little twist of a turn and get back on toward that street that I was just on. Just rode right past the manhole cover. There Damn. The other one that we had right there said Decker on it, but they've done some repaving and they've replaced the manhole cover with somebody else's manhole cover. Let's see if it's got a name on it. Doesn't look like it. Made in I don't know where. Oh, it's neither. It's a made in USA manhole cover. Damn, I'm down to one manhole cover here. I did have two. They, the boys used to call this the urinal, the fountain, because it looks like a bunch of boys standing here pissing. I wonder what the architect did that. So, okay, they replaced one of my manhole covers. Don't like that. So I'm slowly disappearing. You know, another 200 years, I'll be completely gone from this place. But that's okay. Maybe some of you will be around and you all will have reformed this place and made a new country out of this dangerous country that was created called America. You know, in Europe, the time this country was forming and this land was being settled, the newspapers in Europe were cautioning against this dangerous nation that was being formed in North America. There was problems. So here comes the wind. So I wasn't blowing just a few minutes ago. I was coming north. I didn't feel any wind. We're in the theater district now. To my left is the music school, and to the right is the theater. And then coming up on the right is the Fred Jones Jr. Museum. And that Sphinx on the right was created after a real skinny Sphinx. I used to go to events here. Used to. But this is university. I like to go to places where the real things are taking place, like New York City, or Chicago, or San Francisco, or Los Angeles, or Portland, and Seattle. Yeah, that's where the real things are taking place. Yeah, we're by Hamburg Hall here on my right. Let's see, Allen Ginsberg. Yeah, Allen Ginsberg was there. My God, was that great. That was fucking great. And it was my son that made the deal. He was on the Student Speakers Bureau. And he got Allen Ginsberg in a trade for Robert Bork for the Republicans. Yeah, we had Robert Bork here. What a fucking horrible horror story. Okay, let's just keep going. Yeah, this is, we need to take over this university, y'all. With the NEEDAC money, we can take it over. Take it away from the bankers. Take it away selling us politically correct shit. Yeah. So let's get back home. Right there. Parade going round and round the block. I remember my friend Talkin, he had his boyfriend on the back, a teenager about 14. Riding right down that street. Police finally ran him out of town. I wonder how long it's going to take him to run me out of town. Maybe never. Because I behave. I don't do anything you're not supposed to do. Okay, come on, red light. Let's go.
Let's go.
Here we go.
To elect the very best. Not just the best.
Okay. Yeah, this was about 3 blocks. Our famous architect, if I'd have known what that he liked 14-year-old boys, I could have hitchhiked over here and knocked on his back door, and he would have answered and said, "Come on in, young man." And I had a friend that said he visited inside this apartment, said it was like you wouldn't even believe how Bruce had redecorated the apartment. No. Pull up here. Now I got all my tools and equipment under there. My my rake, though. I've got a really nice rake, and it has disappeared. I bet you Montgomery's borrowed it, and I just don't remember. Okay. Just a second. That flashing light is my caution light that I use. Okay, we'll turn it off. Live in an old house. It was built in 1927 as a fraternity house. It has a little history to it. So let's do this. And there we go. There's our backyard. It's grass is turned brown. And I watched a video yesterday from the New York Parks Department, and they were talking about the trees in the summer produce chlorophyll. And when it cools down, the chlorophyll disappears and the true color of the tree appears. So these bright colors that we see in the fall, those are the true colors of the trees. It's an interesting little thing. The Parks Department of the New York City Parks Department, probably the most skilled people in taking care of property in the world. And my friend Harrison, who leads the way for the NEED in New York City at the Federal Reserve Building, works for the New York City Parks Department. He's groundskeeper at Central Park. Let's turn around here, and he knows the NEED Act backwards and forwards. He is, there we go. Yeah, he's he was one of the founders of Occupy Wall Street, that bunch back in 2011 that scared the hell out of the bankers and the 1%. Scared them so bad they had to just beat the shit out of them before they could destroy their camp and run them off. And they did beat the shit out of them. One boy named Brandon, they knocked him over. He's got a steel plate in his head today. If you look on my website, on my Facebook page, you'll probably see a picture of Brandon. You know, about a 16-year-old kid. He was going along. I watched him live. He was on live stream. He was pissed at the police, and he was going along their barriers, those metal barriers that they have. He had a stick, and he was just doing this, to the thing, making noise. That's all he was fucking doing. And they came in and knocked him down and damn near killed him. Thank you very much, police. You know that you were created in the United States to put down rebellion, and that's all that you have ever successfully done is put down rebellions. But maybe we're going to have a rebellion that you're not equipped to take down. The NEED Act rebellion. You may be just not going to know how to handle us, because we're not going to be violent. Not if you beat the shit out of us, we're not going to be violent. I hope not. So, anyway, yeah, I've got a beef. And the reason I got a real beef is I know the answers to all of our problems, and that is the NEED Act. Some of my friends say, well, not all the problems. Yeah, all the problems. It's the answer to all of the problems that we face. So, we could get along with everybody in the world if we had the NEED Act all over the world. Okay, I see that I've been on for 56 minutes and 20 seconds, and I probably should be quiet now. We've had a little ride around the campus of University of Oklahoma. We need to take over the campus with the NEED Act, take it away from the bankers. The NEED Act nationalizes the Federal Reserve, pays them off. We're going to buy their stock. J.P. Morgan Chase owns 49% of the stock in the Federal Reserve. We're going to pay Jamie Dimon off, buy him out with the new dollars. It won't cost us anything. It's free money. So what the hell? We can pay him off, tell him to go to his private island or the moon or wherever they want to go to get away from the failure that they've created here, and leave us alone. And then we're going to end the power of the banks to create money. They're not going to be able to get on their little computers and write money anymore. And then we're going to spend money in the economy for things we want, like $40,000 a year basic income, guaranteed, no matter who you are, what you've done, no matter if you're a felon or what, you're going to get $40,000 a year. Okay, you're going to be able to take care of yourself. And if you get married, she's going to get $40,000 a year too, or he is. And so there you are, $80,000 a year, a married couple. They can do pretty good, take care of the kids and everything. And then we're going to have free education, free health care, free transportation, free housing. You don't have to work to have income. We know how to do that. Study the lost science of money, history of money. Go to needact.org. Come here and talk to me. We've got a revolution to do. Bye now.